My name is Eugene O'Connor, and I've been making kites since I've been 7, and I'm now up to an older age, which I don't want to tell you my age right now, but sorry. Anyway, I'm going to make an H kite today, which is a kite like this, and I will be showing you from beginning to end if possible. You need 4 sticks, and you need a bamboo cane, paper, a brush, glue, low miter saw, pair of scissors, pencil, tape, and a hammer. And don't forget the string to line the kite with. First, you measure the sticks that you have on what size kite you would like to make, because the sticks don't come all the same size. My measurements, which I make myself, is just what I call an H design. Measure the stick, split it in half. You mark it with a pencil right here in the center. And you take your nail, you take your hammer, put your first nail in, and you knock it through the middle. Get the other 2 sticks, put them together. Okay, you knock that one through, and you nail your second one on. And you knock that one through, and then you bend it over. Okay, and now that's together, and now you open it up, and this is what you got, like that. And the next stick is your head stick. You take your low miter saw, put your hand below the table, and put the saw above the table. And if it slips off, it doesn't go down and hurt your hand. And you cut your little small cuts in the side of the stick, like that. Turn the cut over, and put a cut this in for the nail section. Then you do the same with the other sticks. Okay, from there you go to your bender. Then you force the bender in that hole, and you force the other one in this hole. Most likely the holes come drilled in your stick from the store. If they're not, you have to get someone with a small drill to drill a hole in it. Take your head stick, and you rest it on the table, and you just ease your stick underneath the middle where the nail is and wedge it. And then you tie it at the top so it don't fall apart. Cross on the bottom like that, and come back around and tie. And if you can't do it, you get someone to help you. Cut the excess off. Now you start to line it. When you line it, you line from left to right. You tie it at the left side first, left stick, and you pull it through the cut. And you pull it through the next cut. And you go from there, you go down to your center cross stick, into the cut. You go right around the whole kite like that. Okay, and this is what you got. Semi-lining of the kite right now, which is the outer lining. From there, you can go any lining you would like. You can do what they call an H lining, which you can come down the middle with your mark, put it through, and tie it like this, roll it over, and pull it snug. And you go across the bottom, come right over to the other side, and you come back up to the next stick, and you do the same thing. Pick your mark that you got there for it, and you pull it snug. Then you get back up to the head stick. Just pull it tight, you thread it through, and tie it. You just take the scissors, and you cut it off. Okay, and that's what we call an H lining. Take a sheet of paper, the lighter colors go down first, and your darker colors down afterwards. Okay, you lay the colors down, and then you mark them by just rubbing your hand on the string like that, and mark the other side over here. And now you take your kite and move it away. Okay, as you would see, you can see it's a line on here and a line going there. Okay, I will cut that line with the scissors. You cut 1/4 inch over the line. 1/4 inch would be half of the thickness of the stick. You go from there and you cut it like so. And then you find your next color that you would like, and you would cut your next color in the same way. Do the top the same way. You just rest your hand on the outside like that, spread your hands like that, and mark your paper, which is the same way. And when the marks come up, just lay it down and cut them. You don't throw away all your ends. You take your ends and your pieces and put them aside, because you can also make what they call hummus, centerpieces, and other fancy pieces with it. Now we get the glue and a brush. You paste your stick like so. Like if you're painting nice and light, not too heavy. You don't have to put it on the string. And you lay your first paper on. Just rest it on lightly, just to make sure you got it correct. And then you take your hand and smooth it over like so. Don't try to push it from the ends in. Center outwards like that. And you turn your kite around and you do your next one. If you paint all the sticks ahead of time, it'll dry and you won't be able to get it to hold. So that's why you do a patch at a time. So that's what you got when you finish pasting it. This is what we call trimming the kite. You have extra end pieces sticking off here, so you just cut the end pieces off, like so. Don't cut the string, you'll see end trimming. Turn the kite back over on its back. Okay, then we turn the ends in. You hold your hand underneath the bottom and you run it along the string like this with the glue. Turn it in like that, fold it over, and you smooth it again from the center out, so you don't pull it. And you do the same thing right around the whole kite. And when you get to the headpiece, line it up, make sure it's straight. Okay, fine. You take the scissors and you take a little cut here, a little cut on this side, so you can fold the paper down without turning it. Turn it back over, and then you paste it. Now you got it together. Okay, now you need to make the kite look pretty. So first of all, we're going to start with a centerpiece. Okay, you put the kite aside, so you won't cut it, and you cut a square. Fold it once from you, and then fold it inward. You just keep folding it like this. Just fold it in until it looks like an ice cream cone almost. Now you add some cuts. The cuts are simple. You cut one deep like this, down, turn it around, and come back up to the top. The same thing, one more cut downward. And when you get through, this is what you should have, something like this. Then you cut a little square one here, and you cut a square out of that one, and I'll cut one more this side. Careful you don't go right across the paper, because you'll cut, scissors will cut it right in half. So just cut lightly and turn it as you go. Okay, and that's what you got when you're finished. Lay it down smooth, and that's what it look like. And that's what I call a center piece, okay? Now we need what we call the hummus. All right, I have some board paper here, which you don't waste. You just take it, and it's just a long strip like this. Just fold them in half like that, and smooth it out. And then make one more fold this way like that, okay? And I just take and cut them down like this, like that, and that's what you get. And then if you open that up, that's what you got as a hammer, okay? Just wet your brush, smooth it down like that, and then you just take them, put it on, and fold it under like that and come up, okay? And then you pull them center out. Now I got my hammers on. Now I'm gonna get my centers on. Center's easy. Just wet your brush, and you can go around in a circle, like so. And then you go across in here and across in here. Okay? Then you put your one centerpiece on, which is the biggest one first. Get right in the center. Always keep the center right to the center. Then you do the same thing with the next one. Don't go as big as you went just now, because this was a smaller one. And you put the white one in. And you put your next red one on. Okay, that was pretty fast, wouldn't you say? Okay. And your kite is all ready to go. Now the loop is done like this. You get a piece of string, cross your chest like this, and we'll give you about 6 feet of string. You cut a piece off like that. The next one, the centerpiece, you go the whole length of both arms, and you cut it off and put it aside. The tail loop is just a short piece, so you go just the length of your arm. Now I will do the head loop first, and then I'll do the tail. You got a nail or pencil. You have to make a little bit of a hole at the kite up in here, right at the beginning, right up the end here. And you have to make a little hole over the side. You put the string through, thread it through, come up underneath the hammer, you come up through there like this, then you make a knot and tie it. Put 2 knots, it'll lock it in. Then you take it and you put it halfway of the kite, then you put this side in here, just like I did the other side, and pull it up till it gets to about 4 inches. Right, now it's about 4 inches from the center to here, to the bottom, and make your double tie like I said, 1, 2, and then pull it tight. And now you got your 4 inches down to the bottom, and it's just like that. See, it's like a bridle, see? Okay, to do the center one, you need a nail or you need the pencil. You take it in the center, at the bottom of the stick, between the stick, right on this side here. You take the pencil, put your hand here, and push it through. You can feel it, and you made a hole right through the center. Then you take that nice long piece of string and put it through that hole. And you have to turn it over, and you sew on the other side. See it? To tie it, you go through the bottom stick, and you put it through here, and you give it that same old tie. 1, 2, and it's tight. Now, this is the loop. You come up with this one here like this, and this one like this, okay? And you come through here. Put your hand through, let that one go over your hand, and let it drop down like that, okay? Then grab them both and pull them back up like together. And you just come through here and make a loop. Now I have to make sure this is correct. Hold the kite, look at it. If you're flying the kite, it will be flying like so. Then you put it back, see if it's center. Then you pull that little knot that you made in it a little bit tight. And you can always move it. It'll slide one way or it'll slide the other if you made it wrong. And when you finish, this is what it should look like. Okay? Kite flying like so. And now you have to do what they call the tail loop. You don't have to make 2 holes on the bottom because you got the holes from the stick, from the benders. Up here's got 2 holes, and you'll see 2 holes at the bottom here. So all you have to do is find the 2 holes that's on the bottom. Then you take the string and you put it through here. Then you just put a knot in it. 1, 2. Then you take this one and we put it up to the center. That's your tail loop, okay? Now you should have enough string left to go to the other side. Put it through here, and then you tie it. Okay, 1, 2. And you center it. Halfway down, you squeeze it in like so. And this is what you have is a loop. And you make a knot. Pull it back up here, and you get it straight and even. Once you got it straight, then you pull it tight. Just make sure it's straight before you pull it tight. And that keeps the tail from sliding. You get your kite tail. Kite tail is just little pieces of cloth torn up. You get different lengths and just tie them together, just put a knot in it, and you need about at least 8 to 10 feet. All depends how high the breeze is. And then all you do is that, you just take your tail, tie it into here, put a knot in it, and the next thing you do, take your string, which you're gonna fly the kite, and put it onto the end of the piece, which is left here, your long loop. Okay, you tie your ends on, put 2 knots in that also, but you don't want to make sure it don't get up there and slip out. Now, you hold the string here like this, your kite tail in your hand, get your hot cross buns, your fish cakes, head for the heels. And we're ready to fly our kite. Okay? All right.